Welcome everybody to Nelson Mandela Bay, Port Elizabeth as it's formerly known, for the P750 World Championships of Inflatable Boat Racing, proudly brought to you by Red Square and Nelson Mandela Bay. With the warm currents and friendly weather temperatures of the Eastern Cape, Nelson Mandela Bay is ideal to host the P750 World Championships. All the racing action was preceded by a gala event held at the Nelson Mandela Bay City Hall the night before the World Championships kicked off. Team members and drivers were in attendance, as was Phil Stacey, the official UIM representative sent by the UIM to observe the World Champs. And Mike Feisey from Red Square Halewood International was present. Part of the event was handing over national and sabre colours to those competing in the World Champs. And it was a very special congratulations to Big Boy von Veek, Candice Pretorius and Bongani Hendezi receiving their colours before the World Champs. So into the action we go. At surf highlights of day one, and there are multiple classes competing. The weather did play along, and the sunny weather that Port Elizabeth is so well known for came out to support the event. Before the first race of the World Champs could get underway, it was important to attend the drivers' briefing, where teams and drivers were briefed with event procedures and regulations. As part of the World Championships, scrutineering forms an important role to ensure that all the teams and drivers adhere to the technical specifications laid down for their class. We spoke to Craig Tunstead about the importance of scrutineering.
Well, I think it's quite important because you get a lot of guys changing parts, cheating, being very competitive sport. The guys want to win, they've put a lot of money into it. So yeah, everybody wants to do the best they possibly can, and we try and keep it legal. But what we're doing is we're sealing all the bolts, all the parts, the starter housings, to stop the guys removing flower wheels, changing flower wheels, lighter flower wheels. Carburetors, very important. There is a bit of tampering with carburetors, exhaust side covers, and the gearboxes as well.
We managed to chat to one of the top competing international teams during their scrutineering session. Roland and Roy Schrogen compete as Mr. Dynamite from Sweden.
Yeah, since we were here last time in December and practicing, we have been home and been to the gym and skiing a lot. And I really don't know, because I don't recognize anyone. The only one that I know of since before is Stefan Lindeku, but he's not here. And yeah, we see everyone as a big challenge.
Competing in the modified class, Roy Ball and Steph Oliver require no introduction.
We've done a lot of preparation, practicing, attending all the races, in the past 2 months, even coming down to PE to do a club race here, to get used to these kind of conditions. It's a lot different from here to the Western Cape. Our water there is very cold, a lot denser. The water here is warm, it's softer. So the propeller choice here is going to be critical, for the next week, and it's something, us on the Western Cape is going to have to get used to, and obviously we're going to try and watch the locals and see what they use and try and copy. And all said and done, there's a lot of good pilots in this game, and especially in the modified class, and it's going to be extremely competitive. And I think, at the end of the day, any one of those guys, and all of them, want to put the number one on their boat, as far as the World Championship goes.
The standard class is going to be highly competitive. Hailing from the Western Cape, it was PH Plant Hires, Jacques Mathieu and Carlo Watkins.
Ja, ek wil kies vir glad die platwater. Ons het bietjie setup gedoen, alle proper getoets al gedoen. So ek voel ons is reg, nog nie heeltemal reg vir platwater nie. So ons hoop maar nog steeds vir die rolwater. Baie vir die kompetisie. Is maar al die nationals ouens wat maar nog steeds baie vir die kompetisie is, maar ek dink ons is reg die keer.
The World Championships will take place over 7 days of action, 3 days in the surf, 3 days in the circuit, and 1 day of long haul. It's a great pleasure for me at this stage to welcome in the studio former SA champion racer, Lionel Ball.
Hi there, William.
Lionel, great to have you in the studio today as we get under heat with the South Management Consultant class, Heat 1A, and some flat water. What could happen here?
Boat with the best combination of whole shot and top end should carry it today.
So prop choice quite important.
Very critical.
As we watch the boat set off the line, looks like Colby made the right choice in the Conti-Crete boat, getting off to a great start there. Young man here that puts a lot of effort into his training, takes his sport quite seriously.
Yes, he's always out there training, looking for the edge.
Shot of the stainless deck boat there, Willem Stradom, Isak Dreyer getting a bit of a wobbly, but small waves, but they can be very tricky at times.
They're very tricky, your timing's got to be correct and you've got to be on it all the time.
Picking up the action around the W, that's Caprica and PH Blantyre side by side. Amaral squeezing Jacques Mathieu there, and he had almost collided with the boy as we watch in the background. It's the Wild Africa Cream boat going through as well. He loses 2 positions in 1 lap.
Yeah, I think Jacques just losing his momentum there, and Eugene might have just taken the wrong prop.
So the first heat goes to the current SA Standard Class champion Kyle Colby and Kevin Patterson in the Conti Creed boat, while Foster and Talia grabbed second place in the Wild Africa Cream. During this program, we'll be introducing you to some of the drivers and co-drivers of the World Championships. This time round, it's time for the current SA champion Kyle Colby to tell us more about him and his co-driver and where it all started for them.
I started racing when I was 15, and then I did my first national when I was 17, which was in 2007. And yeah, this is my third season now racing. I was hoping to go overseas, you know, just to get a bit of a feel for the other countries and that. But yeah, I was very excited for the Worlds. It's obviously a big title, a lot to ride for. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, you just want to go out there and have fun and just enjoy yourself and enjoy the sport. We've been together this is our second season now. He helped me out 2 years ago on the Gullis when my ex-co-pilot dropped me a bit, but he helped me out, so I appreciate that, you know, I appreciate his help in that. You know, he's a very good co-pilot. We've worked together for 2 years now, and we've learned a lot from each other, and we've taught each other a lot, and hopefully we go from strength to strength, you know.
We'll have to wait and see how they do in the rest of this World Championships, but they cannot be ruled out. As we get into the second heat of the South Management Consultant Standard Class, and from the word go, it was Dodds and Freestone off to a flying start.
Nicholas, one of the unsung heroes of inflatable racing, battling with sponsors over the seasons. Let's see what he can do now.
From the Eastern Cape, Simon Fort and Trevor Townsend, the Vukani Petroleum boat there, trying to challenge Butler and Miller for position. We spoke about prop choice. How important is prop choice in these conditions, Flatwater?
It's critical. You know, once you get out in front there, you can basically control the race.
Out in front they were two, Dodds and Freestone taking a great win in the Emerald Fireboat in the second heat of the Standard Class. Butler and Miller in second place, while Vi and Kern in the Vukani Petroleum boat grabbing third place. So everybody was gathering on the beach. It was time for the second of the A mains. Conti Creek led from the start, chased by Wild Africa Cream. But at the back there was a major battle going on between Stainless Tech and PH Plant Tire, and once again Jacques Matthias got a chase.
Yeah, I think he's battling with his setup. He might just improve as the day goes on. We'll just have to see.
Matthias definitely has the pace in that PH Plant Tire boat, beating the Stainless Tech at the back line. But oh, look at this, Foster and Talia trying very hard. Foster almost throwing it away. The Wild Africa Cream boat on its side there. They were pushing to catch Conti Creek, and they got them the very next lap. Now, I don't think Colby's going to be able to catch Foster here. He's very fast. Once he gets a break, he just runs for it. He pushed hard, but something's wrong there. Something's definitely wrong.
Yes, there Kyle seems to have made a mistake, pulled his kill switch, and you can't afford that.
That's going to cost him dearly as we watch Caprica coming through to take third place in this heat, but the win would go to Wild Africa Cream. Foster and Talia out grabbing it from Mattia and Watkins. PH Plant Tire having to settle for second, while Admiral and Red is the Caprica boat grabbing third place. Heat 2B, Vukani Petroleum taking a lead at the front. This is Simon Fort and Trevor Townsend. They're from East London, and this duo doing quite well.
Yes, Simon has progressed very quickly in a very short span of time, which just shows he's got natural skill.
But on the very next lap, the great start is thrown away as Ford misses that boy, that beach marker boy. Lionel, what happens in a case like this?
You have to stay out of the racing line, let all the boats pass, and then fall, you know, in the back of the queue.
I think Ford's going to be really upset with themselves there as Dodds and Freestone now takes the lead. The front, the Emerald Fires boat flying along, being chased by Gordon Butler and Werner Miller here. The Elkazay Thundercat in second place. As they turn around, you can see Dodds and Freestone just ahead, jumping over that wave. Look at that, absolutely amazing as he's got to hang on. But the win in the heat will go to Emerald Fires, Dodds and Freestone. Second place will go to Butler and Miller. And these guys from Gauteng really showing up the guys of the coaster.
Yes, I think the conditions are suiting him, and he's really giving the boys from the coast a hard time.
Of course, he's actually a flatwater specialist from Gauteng, but he likes the waves, getting really better riding it. As he watched the final heat of the South Management Consultant class get on the way, and this time not a good start from Butler and Miller.
Yeah, no, I think they'd have to start a bit. We'll see how it goes through the heat.
But Forster and Talia are challenging the Conti Creek boat of Colby and Patterson, and Forster once again getting the edge on Colby.
Yes, Eugene showing his experience there.
Really a great surf rider. And there's Butler going through. Someone raised a hand there. It looks like Patterson getting his hand up. I think maybe someone got squeezed there into that buoy.
Kyle left the door open, lost 2 positions.
This is Barry Marks' Century Electrical outfit. It's Willem Stein and Karel Kapp, and they're from Gauteng as well, not used to riding the surf, and it shows they're stuck at the back.
Yeah, no, surf racing takes a lot of dedication and time.
To the local boys here, this is Dodson Freestone, the Emerald Fires boat. That's George van Barlen's old boat they're riding there, but doing quite well with that one as well as they chase that first place. Willem Strydom, Stainless Tech there, trying to make a move on Simon Ford in the Vulcani Petroleum boat, but looks like Stainless Tech's got their pace back.
Yes, he was running an 18 chopper, but the prop a bit too big for these kind of conditions.
So the first final in the South Management Consultant class going to Dodson Freestone, while Butler and Miller grabbing second place, Forster and Talia taking third. As we enter the heat of the Access Digital Subscriber Line Blueprint class, first heat got on the way with Stein Basson and Jan Kriel grabbing the race by the scruff of the neck, but the big surprise came from Jacques Turner, showing the New Zealanders just how it's done.
Turner, the fastest guy in the inland waters. Let's see what he does at the coast.
And I think the New Zealand Aquarius team being surprised there. Powell and Barrel not sure what to do with the pace being shown by Turner. These two are quite fast. They're currently lying third in the series where they race in Australia. But look at this, conditions changing on the water.
Yeah, the water being very deceptive at the moment. I think catching a couple of guys out with their prop selection.
Yeah, and we just got a shot there of George van Balen and Bradley Smith going through as well, as we watch Rocco Erasmus and Tiano Deer going through, not on the pace like he'd like to be.
No, Rocco's a bit off the pace. I think new boat, new motor, just too quick before the championship, not setting it up properly yet.
And that could cost him dearly. Jacques Turner, oh, a big jump here from him. Look at that. They're actually doing quite well for a team that never rides in the surf.
Definitely they are, yes.
Basson and Kriel taking first place. Look at that. Turner and Van Niekerk in second place, while Van Balen and Smith, the local boys, coming in third place. How important is local knowledge of the water here?
Local is always a big advantage, but what happens on the day is really what counts.
As we go on board with the Swede Sjogren, watch the right-hand side as we see a great shot of the chalk air boat getting airborne, and Wiggles' head just sticks out of the top of that boat. He looks like a hamster peering out of his cage as they're going around the front pack. Now we're on with Gilbert Marketing, and once again Schonknecht dropping in out of nowhere.
Zane, the more experienced of the two, having the better line. Let's see how they go around this boy.
This is going to be a tight run, and I think Dylan might just have a bit of speed, but looks like Zane's got the pace. He drops down, a huge drop down, and he almost loses at the bottom, giving the guys from Gilbert Marketing a chance to come back at them on board with the Swede again. He's got a clear run on the front, and this man is really fast.
Yes, he's really come to town to race.
I think the props that he comes with really makes the difference. I think the motors are very much on par, but it's the props that make a big difference.
Yes, and he's been hiding his props from the people the whole weekend.
Lars Nilsson, they're having to back off for that wave. I think if he had gone over that, he would have gone over because it was just waiting to catch him out. So Heat 1B of the Blueprint class, the Access Blueprint class, it's Sjogren taking the win with Cloutier and Collins in second place. Yes, they really showed their true colours. Into Heat 2A of the Access Blueprint class we go. A great run there from Turner on the outside, giving the New Zealander a real good run for his money.
Yes, he's got the pace, the waves are picking up a bit, and the conditions are definitely getting a bit more choppy.
A big drop in there from Barty Industrial. Stein Basson and Jan Kriel now going after the New Zealand Aquarius team of Powell and Barrel, and a Jacques Turner on the outside. The Conti Crete boat still in there as well. But Powell and Barrel's got the pace. New Zealand Aquarius boat in the lead, being chased down by Basson and Kriel. Barty Industrial's Garment right on their tail. Moving down into fifth place, it's Junior Smith Trucking, Stellenbosch Tourism, Rocky Erasmus and Tianu Deer in fifth place. They just can't seem to move up from fifth, sixth place in each heat. As we watch Jacques Turner going through the first set. One more to go. Let's see what the co-driver does. Oh, he drops his head. They're going head on with that one as they clear it big time. Now down the back line. Looks like Basson is challenging the Powell now. He's challenging the New Zealander. He's got him on the inside line, but the New Zealander has shown a lot of pace. Basson only caught him on the last lap.
I think the South Africans have misjudged the pace of this New Zealander, and he's really given them a good run for their money.
Basson and Kriel taking the win there, while Powell and Barrel got to settle for second place. Turner and Van Niekerk in the Conti Crete boat in third place. As we head into Heat 2B of the Access Blueprint class, and again a big charge at the front there. It's Dylan and Cloutier, Schonknecht on the outside, and the Swede Sjogren on the inside. It's speed all out here.
The speed has showed incredible pace. His props are brilliant, and he's definitely rocked up to race.
And the Swede comes around that beach marker first. Schonknecht in second place. This man also struggling on the day. Jan van Tonde and Dane Jani in the Thatcher's boat in the Thundercat. I don't know. I think it's preparation.
It's a limited class, so everything is controlled. The rest is the time that you spend on the boat and your props and your motors.
Absolutely. As we watch the Swede running away with it, but it's Cloutier in the second place, and Schonknecht taking a big jump there. He's been pushed back to third place. Dylan Cloutier really showing the pace.
The surf picking up a bit, guys getting too much air, prop in the air doesn't go forward.
Absolutely, so those jumps just don't help it. They look spectacular, but at the end of the day, it just keeps you back.
Yes, definitely. You've got to be consistent, keep the prop in the water and just go forward.
So the team from Sweden take a win in Heat 2B of the Access Blueprint class. Let's find out more about the Swedish team and how they started racing. It's Mr. Dynamite, Roland and Roy Sjogren.
Yeah, I started racing offshore in 1991. I've done more or less all the classes from the smallest one up to the 4-liter class. I was world champion 2006 in the 3-liter class offshore, and after that I decided to start something new, and we looked at the rubber ducking, and yeah, it was the natural choice for us to do something with high speed, lots of work together with the co-pilot. I saw it the first time 99 in Cape Town during a world championship in 1.3 liter offshore. I started racing 2 years ago, and I had small co-pilots, light ones. Some girls was really into it, and they really want to do it, and we really fly the boat. And we were at the Scarborough 2 years ago, and I realized that a light co-pilot will not be good for me because the boat was too light. I couldn't keep it down in the strong winds overseas. So I was looking for a new one, and then I found in my own family a second cousin that he's going to start in another team, but then they changed and he should be the team manager for that team. So I asked him, and do you want to go with me, because he loves to train and he's really strong. And he said, yeah, I can try to go with you. And we were out practicing, and I tell him, I mean, we are related, but we didn't know each other that well. And I say, I will shout at you every time you do something wrong, because I'm like that. And he picked up really quick. And yeah, we are really, really working well together now.
During the next half an hour or so, we'll introduce you to a couple more teams taking part in the World Champs. But for now, into the final heat we go of the Access Blueprint class. The surf is picking up here, and who are you going to put your money on?
The Swede's shown a lot of pace. Let's see what he can do.
I think I might put my money on Clutie and Collins. We'll have to wait and see. And a very slow start there by Powell and Barrel. They're not off the line as quickly as they'd like to be.
Definitely tough to start, and they've left themselves a lot of work.
This is looks like Clutie and Collins. Yes, it is. And a big air from them as they come through in first place. I put my money on them. I'd be a winner if I backed them. This is the Swede coming through. This could be trouble. You should wait for this wave. I think this might just be trouble for him.
He's got the outside rail across the wave, and it's just hooked the boat, and the G-force has thrown him out.
And that's going to cost him some serious points.
Definitely. But it's an experience, you know. It's on the mark. It's the decision you make.
The wet water rule is now in place. What happens now?
The race gets stopped. He's got to go out to the beach, and they start over.
Now the cat's amongst the pigeons, because we'll have to wait and see if Clutie and Collins can still get to the front. And they do. They must have a fairly fast prop on the back there.
A lot of bottom end, a lot of acceleration there.
So as they come through, it's Schonknecht and Wiggle, the chalk air boat, right behind them, trying to close that gap down. And Schonknecht's got the experience. He's just got to make it count now.
Yes, he's still being very consistent and hanging in there.
Rocky Erasmus Tiano Diaz still at the back of the field. They're currently in 6th place, but he's getting a lot of air. As you say, it looks spectacular, but it doesn't help.
He seems to be getting the pace going, but he's still getting too much air.
Van Baarden and Smith chasing hard. Oh, look at this. This is Scotta and Greenwich, the IGC engineering boat there, taking all kinds of risks in the final moments of this heat. But Clutie and Collins will take the win. Schonknecht and Wiggle will be second in the chalk air boat, while third place will go to Van Baarden and Smith. As we get into the first round of the City Lodge modified class, this is Heat 1A, and it's up and Noakes getting away in the super quick Sharwood's boat right in the front. They look at the action in the middle there. That's Phil Lowe. Looks like Phil Lowe side by side with Roy Ball as they go to that bottom boy. Let's see what happens. Oh, no, he made contact. That is serious stuff. That boat actually flipped right over. Let's look at that in slow motion. Right over it goes. Oh my word, that is probably one of the most serious accidents I have seen at inflatable boat racing in some time. Rescue boats are out there, and I think they try to sort out, there must be some kind of problem there. The rescue boat is, I guess, BC Logistics coming to the shore, and it looks like they've got Full Low on the boat there. That seems like a serious injury to me. Bram could see it getting the helmet off, dropping his head into his hands. This is serious stuff. You can see they've got the arm up in the air there, Full Low, the driver of the down low marine boat, colliding with that boy. Organizers meeting with drivers and co-drivers, deciding where to go from here. the spirit of the drivers most definitely being affected on the day. Even Roy Ball, the man involved in the accident at this stage, not willing to talk at all. One of the country's top drivers involved in one of the most serious accidents. What's going to happen from this point on? Only time will tell. When we return, we bring you all the action from the surf and highlights of day 2 of the Red Square P750 Inflatable World Championships.